Welcome back everyone, it's that time of the week again and you join me back on with the Opel Manta restoration project. Now you're probably thinking it looks a little bit cleaner since the last time you've seen it. Now there is a video up on our second channel of the multi-stage polish, machine polish I did on this car, and it's brought the paint up a hell of a lot better than it was. However, it's still not perfect. Because we are still working on this car, it's pointless going too mad with it because it's probably going to get dirty fingerprints and the odd little mark on it while we continue to work on this car. So once we've finished all the work on this car, we will be doing another machine polish, sort of a final stage polish on it to make the paint that much better, or as best as it can be. Obviously it's not going to be perfect, but I'm sure we can make it look a lot better than it is. So I thought I'd just drop some footage in here, guys, taken from our second channel of the car getting its multi-stage machine polish. This is actually the second stage at this point, where I'm just going over it with the machine polisher. I will also show you the end product as well, how the car came out after this polish, and I'll show you the inside after we give it a good wet backing. We wet backed all the carpets, all the seats, give it a good cleaning out inside, shined it up a little bit, and I'll walk you around the end result very, very soon. Today I think the plan on this car is going to be mainly cosmetic stuff and a little bit of wiring and sorting out. So there's quite a few bits on this car that still need to be addressed. We have got it running a lot better than it was. If you'd have caught the last episode, we changed quite a lot of stuff around, throttle bodies, crank sensor, cam sensor, did some wiring, put some new plugs in it, and we got it actually running a hell of a lot better than it was. However, it's still not right, and that is down now to what we think is the map sensor. I do have a new map sensor for it, but it needs mapping into the car basically. So I think the plan for today, as we're saying, is mainly going to be cosmetics. Now we've got stuff like this trim here, which is not the best. So we're going to be masking all this out, giving it a little bit of a rub down, and we're going to actually be repainting all this in satin black or matte black. And we're also going to be doing these louvers. I'm going to be taking off these awful brackets. What someone's had some big rally style mud flaps. There is some bits to address in the bodywork like these cracks, but again we will come back to that at a later date. But for now I'm just going to do what I can. There's a few bits that want touching up again. Looks like it's had some mud flaps on here, so we're going to try and touch bits like this in. And then under the bonnet we've got quite a bit of stuff to do and to be getting on with under here. So there's lots and lots of wiring that needs tidying up. And I think I'm going to start to pull off all this yellow ugly conduit that's under here, because I think eventually I am going to get rid of all this yellow pipe work as well, and see if I can get hold of another silicone hose kit in black. I think it'll just make it look a little bit more subtle underneath. I'm not a fan of this yellow under here at all. So yeah, there's lots and lots to do under here. So with that said, guys, I think we're going to start with this trim. Let's get some masking tape on this trim just to protect the edges of the paint, and let's get this trim dealt with first. That is one side masked out. I did fall a little bit short at the front here with the polymask stuff, so I am going to have to put another one over the front, but I hate masking. It's not for me. I find it absolutely boring, but it's got to be done. It's nothing special, just literally to stop overspray getting on the paint and obviously on the glass. So you can now see the bits that we are going to be rubbing down and repainting. I will be covering this mirror. We are going to leave the mirror in body colour. It's literally just these bits. These are satin black anyway, but they're just looking very rough and tired. And then obviously you've got bits like this that are not good at all, so this will just tidy the car up a little bit. So I'm going to jump on the other side now, get the other side masked out, and then I'll start to rub it all down and chuck some black paint on it. Right, so that's both sides now masked up. Again, I've not gone mad with this. I mean, you're probably wondering why these trims have not been taken off. And the problem you get with these is they are actually bonded on as well as screwed in, and trying to get these off without bending them is near on impossible because they are aluminium and it is quite time consuming. Plus, to get these out, it is behind the glass, so that would mean the glass has got to come out. It tucks behind the rear quarter cards on the interior as well, so that would mean the quarter cards have got to come out. Just a lot of work really, just for a little bit of paint. So just doing what I can by masking it out. So is that side done and this side done, just for a little bit of extra paper what I had over the bonnet there. But it is only rattle can, so there's not going to be a lot of overspray anyway. So that should do us. I'm now going to start to rub this down with some Scotch-Brite and clean this up best I can. There is some little dings and stuff in here that we're just going to have to live with, because I'm not going to the extent of starting to try and fill all this. It's just too much work involved in that, so I'm going to make it just look as good as we can. Once I've rubbed it down with some Scotch-Brite, I'll then go over it with some panel wipe, degreaser, make sure there's no sort of silicone or anything on any of these trims where the car has been shined up previously. I'll tack cloth it and then literally just chuck some satin black on. Right, so that is everything now flatted back. The aim of the game here basically is just to take the shine off everything and give this old paintwork something to key, or the new paintwork something to key in against. You can see that is all rubbed down. Took the shine off everything. So I've now got a blow gun. I'm just going to blow this off nice and gently so I don't blow the masking paper off. get all the dust out from all the cracks and crevices. And then we have some panel wipe, which is a degreaser, so if there is any polish or any bits of contaminants on the trim from when the car's previously been polished, or silicone sprays and stuff like that used when it's been valeted over the years, this should take that out, so hopefully we don't get any fish eyeing. So I'm going to clean all this off now, and we'll start to clean it all up with the panel wipe, and then we'll go for our coat of satin black paint. That is the first going over with some panel wipe, and as you can see there, we've got quite a lot of crap off them trims. So now I'm going to get another clean rag and let this dry off. I'm going to get another clean rag, some more panel wipe on it, and just go over this again just to double make sure that everything's good. Can't remember, but I think I might have missed the door handle on this side, so I'm going to do that anyway just to double check. Forgot the handle again on the other side, didn't I? Yeah, I forgot the handle again. Right, so just getting ready for the second coat now. Paint has dried off, so I'm just going to give it another quick blowing off just to make sure there's no dust settled on it before I put the second coat on. Put the second coat of paint on, let that dry. I'm going to do a third coat. So there is the finished product, guys. That looks a lot tidier. As I was saying, there is a couple of little dings and stuff in there, but we're just gonna have to live with that. I'm not messing about filling all these with bits of body filler and stuff. I'll be here forever. The car is not perfect. It's never going to be perfect. I'm not doing a full nut and bolt restoration on this. I'm literally just tidying it up the best I can and just doing a few little bits and bobs that are just niggly bits that have been annoying me. So yeah, I'm happy with that. It's come out a hell of a lot better. Looks a hell of a lot better than it did. Also got the door handle done. A few bits. A bit of masking tape still stuck on there. We'll get that off in a minute. So I'll show you around this side. Same again. I think that satin black actually is a really good contrast against the shiny black on the car, the gloss black. It just breaks it up a little bit. I am thinking maybe to have some stickers made that, like a satin black edge just across the top of these wheel arches across there. What do we think, guys? How do you think that would look? I'm just thinking of ways to break this up a little bit, and then again just on the edge of the sill there, just like a little protector in satin black on the edge of the sill, and then again on this back wheel arch there, just following those lines. A nice satin black topper. I think that'll look really, really well. People might not agree with me, so just let me know what you think about that in the comments, if we should do that or not bother. We are going to be repainting this spoiler, because that is just not in the right colour. I don't know what's going on with that and why it weren't painted originally, but we can soon sort that. I think we're actually going to end up painting a boot lid for this as well, because there is a bit of rust just starting to bubble through on this boot lid as well. So I do have a really good boot lid and a really good spoiler, so I'm going to get Tom to paint that for me in the near future. So I'm just going to whiz these god awful brackets off here now, because I won't be putting big rally tight mud flaps back on this car. There is going to be holes behind here, obviously. I just hope they've painted behind here. Yeah, please don't do that to me. But yeah, we'll have to fill these holes at a later date and then touch it all in best we can. But I can't leave them things sticking out the side, they just look absolutely ridiculous. Oh, what a shame to do that to a bloody freshly painted car. Just drill holes in the side of it, put some big nasty horrible brackets on. It boggles my mind. So that is a shame. There is quite some bad marks behind these brackets, but we're going to have to fill these, put a little bit of fiberglass in these holes, sand it back, and then we're going to have to try and blend this in, and then give it a flattening down with some sort of 1000s, 2000s, maybe even 3000s sandpaper, and then machine polish it hopefully to blend all this in once we've touched the painting. But that is a shame. Someone would do that and drill big horrible roofing screws and some metal brackets into the side of a painted car. Yeah, what a shame, but it is what it is, guys. I can't leave them brackets on, they look absolutely disgusting. So just before we get started, guys, we had a bit of a debate on these wheels on the first episode. I think it was either the first or the second episode, and I asked you guys what your thoughts was on these wheels. Now, most people seem to think that the wheels themselves actually suit the car. Obviously, they've got the stretch tyres on, which will be coming off. The tyres are actually probably one of the most stretched tyres I've ever seen. You can't really make it out very well on the pictures, but they are in very, very poor condition as well, these tyres. You can see that they're actually cracking up really quite badly all the way around. So these tyres are junk anyway. So with that said, we are changing the tyres. Now, I actually forgot I had these with another car that I bought some years ago. Now, these are actually the same as them, but painted without the polished lip. What do we think about these guys? I think they would look pretty immense against this black paint. I'll try and get this. Let me just put something down because I don't want to mark the edge of that rim. So there we go. Drop us your thoughts in the comments, guys. Which wheels do you think would suit this car better? I am seriously swaying towards these. They do look alright with the polished lip, granted, but there's nothing else chrome or shiny on the car. So I'm kind of thinking that these in the darker gold will really suit this car and just sort of make it a little bit more subtle and a little bit more stealthy looking, rather than them big stand out in your face sort of Subaru gold wheels. And I think they will go against that black amazingly well. So again, let us know your thoughts in the comments, guys. Now, one of the other benefits with these wheels is that they are a 15 inch and the ones that are on the car are a 16 inch. Now you can notice that the actual profile of the car itself is quite high off the ground. So one of the benefits of fitting a 15 inch rim will actually lower the whole side profile of the car. And obviously the car wants lowering anyway, because there's, I can pretty much get my fist in there. So the car does want lowering, but with those 15 inch wheels on, it will immediately drop the profile of the car, and then I can adjust the springs to suit the profile of the wheel. These are actually wider as well. These are a 10 inch rim, and the original Manta 400 has actually had a 10-inch rim on, so I can get some really, really fat chunky tyres under the back of this. And I think the front wheels are actually 8s, so that will allow me to have a set of staggered wheels on there. Now the issue again with the wheels that are currently on the car, I think the reason they've stretched this tyre is to tuck the tyre into the body slightly. Now if you can see that profile there, if you can imagine if I've got a normal wheel on, a normal tyre on there with a normal side profile, that tyre is going to be stuck right out from the arch, and that is just going to look absolutely garbage and probably be illegal as well. So I'm hoping that these rims would actually fit better, allow me to put proper tyres on whilst also lowering the side profile of the car, and then I can adjust the ride height of the car to suit. So again, please drop me your thoughts in the comments, guys. What do we think about those against the black? Do you know what, I can't contain myself. I'm actually going to jack the car up, pull that wheel off and pop one of these on just to get a proper feel for how they're going to look. Hell yeah, I think that looks way better, guys. What do you reckon? Obviously the yellow drum brake isn't going to be there either, because I'm actually going to look at doing a rear disc conversion on this, so ignore the yellow. We're just talking the difference between the colours on the wheels front and back. I think they are going to look amazing on this car with some proper tyres on and a rear disc conversion. Let us know, guys, what you think. On to the next thing. Now I think I'm going to start to look at this engine wiring. I've got all this nasty yellow conduit and I just do not like it at all. Same again there, it goes all the way over there, all the way up here and all the way down there. So I'm going to start to pull this old conduit out now, and I've got some black conduit that I'm going to put in there instead, and hopefully it will suit the engine bay a little bit better than all this yellow stuff going on, because I just do not like it at all. Right, that is a big piece of conduit. That actually goes all the way from here, right down here, down the chassis leg, all the way behind the radiator, and then all the way up here to the back of this headlight. That's going to be fun to get out. And do you know what? I'm actually dreading wondering what kind of wiring is hidden inside this conduit, because you've seen the previous wiring that I found on this car. So yeah, I'm hoping there's no nasty little surprises in this conduit, but judging off previous repairs, it wouldn't surprise me if there is some gremlins hiding behind all this. So at least we're going to know at this point when we take this off if there is any hidden surprises behind it, because I'd rather find it and know now and deal with it than not know it's there and then, you know, have future issues. So let's start pulling all this conduit out. Let's see what nasty surprises, if any, are lurking beneath. In the bin. Oof. Yeah, there might be some nasty surprises under this conduit. Another one for the bin. Right, let me show you this. So, just taking this first piece of conduit off, we're already coming across stuff like this. So God only knows what lurks beneath the mysterious insulation tape. Yeah, we'll have to undo that and double check what is under that, because it would not surprise me if that is some bodged up wiring. And also here, where I just took the conduit off, we have all this nastiness going on. What the hell is that? Yeah, it's not looking good so far. It's not looking like it's just going to be a simple case of pull this off and put new stuff in. There's just, I mean, what's going on here? There's just all sorts of stuff just like everywhere. Come on. So I've got the insulation tape round it, holding it in. They weren't going to fall off, I'll give them that. There we go. Bloody hell. The wiring on this car is so special. Makes me laugh. Let's have a little look, see what's going on here, shall we? So this is one of the wires I just took out of that conduit. And we have a bit of a strange joint there, which I don't like the look of. Everything's wrapped in mountains of insulation tape. It's a right pain to get off. What am I going to find behind here, guys? Are we going to find a... Oh, well, that just pulled straight off the battery terminal, so there's another amazing joint. Anyway, what we're going to find under here, are we going to find a soldered repair, a crimped repair, or just some twisted wires that have just been twisted together? Let's have a look. What I can't get my head around is, obviously this wire, I mean, look at, so we've got a piece of wire there, which has then got a join there into, so we've got a black there, which has been joined to a yellow there, and then we've got a piece of yellow there, which has then been joined to another piece of black there. Well, I mean, how many joins do you need in a piece of wire to go from there to there? Just makes absolutely no sense. I mean, considering that's only an earth, there is many better places you can pick up an earth from than running it all the way back to the battery and putting multiple joins in. So anyway, let's have a look what kind of repair we have lurking under here. And there we have it, guys. Look at that. Oh my god. This is the kind of thing I'm dealing with on this car. I mean, who even does that? It's just mental. So I'm going to open this bit up here now and see if that's the same. And then we've clearly got another joint here somewhere as well. So yeah, let's have a little look what's going on under this one, shall we? I've got a funny feeling it's going to be much of the same. Yep, and there we have another one. I mean, who even does that? Why? Just why would you do that? Oh, I don't know. So yeah, it's looking like this is not going to be a straightforward take the old conduit off and put the new conduit on. We're going to have to deal with all this. I'm not going to even join this back together with solder. I'm just going to find a better earth. So there's not really any reason why that needs to go to the battery, in my opinion. We can surely just earth this to the chassis or to the engine. What's that even going to? Hold on. That looks like it's actually just earthing out the coolant temp sensor. Here it is. Hang on, guys, I'll get you in there. There we go. Yeah, so this is just literally earthing the body for the coolant temp sensor, and that, I mean, that, oh yeah. So what they've done there is literally just push that wire in between that bolt to clamp it in. So I don't know. Yeah, we'll be making that better than that, I think. So let's see what else we can find, shall we, lurking beneath all this conduit. So we've got a lot of stuff going on over here in this corner. We've got a lot of stuff going on here that's just floating about doing nothing. So I mean, the car runs with all this disconnected, so I'm guessing this is part of the old loom for when it was in an Astra or something. So we'll cut these off further down because there's just no need for all that to be lingered around in the engine bay, and then we'll re-loom tape all this and tidy that up a bit. we've got all this sort of stuff going on here as well. Now, they've actually brought all this wiring from this side of the engine all the way over to the battery. Now, for me, surely a better place for that to go, for these sort of take-off power feeds to go, would be either on the back of the starter motor or off the back of the alternator, which is already on this side of the car. So it just makes no sense to send that wiring loom all the way over there to take a feed off the battery when we could just come straight down here to the back of the starter motor, where there is additional takeoffs already there in place to be used. So I'll be pulling that across here and rewiring that. I'm just gonna open this up, guys, and see what's going on under there, so bear with me. Let's have a little nosy in here, shall we? Right, let's have a little look in this one. Not as bad as some of the other stuff, so I'm guessing that was done by a different guy. Certainly not the same guy that's wired that who wired that bit over there. I'll show you this bit. So this has actually got some heat shrink bullet connectors on there, and they have actually been heated up and sealed up. So it's not a really bad job, but it's not a nice job. I would rather have these soldered and heat shrink, so that's what we will do with those. So this is turning out to be a bigger job than I expected under this engine bay. I was hoping that we could just whip this old yellow conduit out and literally either loom tape it all or run some black conduit up there. But the stuff I'm coming across here, guys, like all this sort of stuff, the stuff I've just shown you down here, there's lots of stuff going on there. And obviously I'm dealing with stuff like this. I do not like the wiring on this car one bit, and I think I need to go through the whole wiring setup on this car, because at this point it seems very, very unsafe and I don't particularly trust it at all. So I think I don't want to keep pulling stuff apart here, guys, because it's going to be quite easy to lose track of where I'm up to. The more stuff I'm opening up, the more stuff I'm finding, I'm going to forget where I'm up to. So I'm not prepared to go any further with this wiring at this point, because I am running out of time today and I don't want to forget where I'm up to and start missing stuff. So I'm going to have to go through this methodically and have a decent amount of time just on this wiring. I could do with the help of Kevin on this, I think, my brother. Kevin is back from holiday in a couple of days. He's really good with routing wiring and ironing out certain rub points and stuff like that. So I think I'm going to wait for Kev to get back off holiday. I think between us we will go through the whole wiring loom and the whole wiring setup on this car, pull it out and literally start again with it and make it nice, make it right. So with that said, guys, I am going to have to leave this one here. I hope you have enjoyed this episode. If you have enjoyed this episode, please do give us a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing to the channel. It really does help with the channel growth. It helps us reach a wider audience, and obviously in turn allows us to do more of these builds to bring to you guys for your viewing pleasure. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you all on the next video.